often should you change your featured video on your YouTube channel? We know that with your forward-facing channel, you are able to customize it to a point on YouTube so that it is relevant to the people who are coming to potentially subscribe to your channel. But how often should you be changing up that main video? And you know you get two main videos, one for non-subscribers and one for subscribers. And you have to use this for your most relevant, actionable content, because that is the very first thing that people see when they come to your channel. It is the thing that autoplays when they come to your channel. This is the thing that hooks in their attention and keeps them there. This is the thing that could potentially determine whether or not they subscribe or leave. You have to have this for your most relevant content, not your most viewed content, not the thing with the vanity metrics, but the thing that is most relevant right now. Because the thing that has gotten you the most views is something that was meaningful in the past, not necessarily something that's meaningful right now to your audience. So your goal is to make this the most actionable that you can for them and the most profitable for you. So you need to go in and you need to assess what you're doing inside of your business to make sure that the content, the things that you're doing on your channel, the forward-facing things especially, are specifically dedicated to who you are as a business now. Because your business now is not the same business that you had a year ago. It's not the same business you had 6 months ago. It's not even the same business you had 3 months ago. So you need to make sure whatever you're doing is the most relevant for right now. And you have to be very critical about your business, your brand, your alignment, and what you are doing to serve your audience. And that has to be the forefront of your channel. Now, your YouTube channel is different than your other social media platforms. And if you've been watching this series where I talk about when you should be updating certain things on your channels, this is going to be a slightly different answer because your YouTube is designed for mostly housing evergreen content, things that are relevant now, but also in the future. Whereas your other social medias very much are more of a flash in the pan. They're relevant right now and they might be cool later, but it's a time sensitive thing. And some of your YouTube channel videos will in fact be time sensitive. They are relevant now, but not in the future. They are relevant now, but only maybe a little in the future. But the majority of what you're doing for your channel, if you want sustainable growth on your channel, is to have evergreen content. Relevant now, relevant later. Relevant for a long time. And so you're putting a lot of work and effort into this. So the videos that you are putting as your main videos should have a lot of life, a lot of legs under them so that it's not something you should have to be changing on a frequent basis. Whereas on the other social platforms, I am telling you to do it a little more often. You can actually do it a little less on your YouTube channel because of the nature of the content you're creating, unless you are using this for super time sensitive content, in which case you're going to have to do it more than some of the other people. So with that in mind, I want you critically evaluating your YouTube channel twice per year, somewhere at the start of the year, somewhere in the middle of the year, or somewhere in the middle, somewhere at the end of the year. I want you at least twice a year to go in and critically evaluate which video you have on the main part of your channel. Now, we also have videos where we discussed how often you should be updating your playlists and the look of your channel. That's a different answer than this. This is something you don't have to update as often as the rest of your channel. So in that other video, I was talking about how often you should go in and critically update things to be most relevant, to be the most profitable and serve your audience the best. You're going to do that more often, but you do want to go in and you want to critically evaluate, independent of that, these main staple videos once at the beginning, once in the middle, or once in the middle, once at the end. It's all relevant, you understand, to make sure twice a year you are using the most relevant video for this. I really, really want you to lean into what's going to be the catalyst for people subscribing on your channel and potentially buying into whatever brand you have created and hopefully in the future paying to work with you in whatever capacity you offer. So twice a year, minimally, you need to go in and make sure your content on that main staple video, both for your subscribers and your non-subscribers, is the most relevant to subscribers and to non-subscribers, which probably different content here for the most part. You need to make sure you are updating that. Now, as a whole, you are updating your channel more often than that. I want you to go in and critically evaluate that, and this is part of that. But even if you're not going to do that, twice a year, you should be critically evaluating which video is your top video, and not top performing, but your top on your channel. The first thing people see that makes or breaks whether they are going to stick around and be a part of what you are creating. So with that in mind, you want to make sure that you are actively involved in your channel. You're actively looking through things and making sure you are assessing it, but don't obsess over it, because if you're changing it too often, it's not going to serve you as well. So you want to make sure that 1 to 2 times a year, you are updating this and you are changing this, and you probably should be changing this. On some of the other videos on the other platforms, I've said you don't always need to change it. On your YouTube videos channel, for like 80% and 90% of you, you should be changing it twice a year to make sure it's relevant, to make sure it is holding up to what you're doing in your business, and to make sure it is going to be the most effective for the people who are joining your channel. 1 to 2 times a year, you should be changing it. Because if you're not making better content than what you made a year ago or 2 years ago, what are you doing? You should constantly be updating the quality of this content and the purpose for your audience to be viewing this. And so with that in mind, you should mandatory be doing this 1 to 2 times a year and updating it with more relevant content that you have leveled up on for your audience. Follow along for daily videos helping you navigate the world of social media to take the time commitment out of your content creation and remove that stress and that overwhelm that you're feeling to make this your most profitable and most fun year ever. We'll see you in the upcoming episodes.